It has been, so it must be with this generation of Americans. That we are in the midst of crisis.
Again, he's saying we're going to always be like we were before, the freedom. So it was, so it must be. When in reality, see, it was all about change. Now he's saying America, dedication, honor, our history, our sacred conventions and canons. And then he's... Well, I mean, just wait. It just gets more and more incredible. But again, one of the best written speeches ever. He didn't write it. He's there reading off a teleprompter, but delivering it with great aplomb. Very well done. We're going to come back in a long segment, get to most of this. Just devastating to freedom. Posing that he's trying to save America while he's destroying it. Back into the live transmission here, ladies and gentlemen, with our analysis of what Barack Obama was really saying in his speech, trying to sucker the people in. Do whatever I say. We're together. I want to save America. You want to save America. While he hands everything over to the private bankers that have engineered the major crises.
Is now well understood. Our nation is at war against a far-reaching network of violence and hatred. Our economy is badly weakened.
Okay, so he ties the economy being trouble to being at war with this far-reaching enemy. Then later he goes into how they're going to smoke them out of their holes. So right back to the Cold War, right back to the anti-terror. We're fighting the secret brotherhood of Emmanuel Goldstein, 1984, the guy with the turban and the big beard. And he ties that all in then next to the economy. Like we're fighting terrorists and we got to fix our economy. See, that's psychology. They're nexusing the two together.
Network of violence and hatred. Our economy is badly weakened, a consequence of greed and irresponsibility on the part of some, but also our collective failure to make hard choices. Because of the greed of some. We have an article up there on Infowars.com right now detailing that Gethner, his pick for Treasury Secretary, who doesn't pay his taxes to the private banks that he works for, was involved in all the major brokerage scams. They ran the scams. And then now they're, quote, bailed out with your money, but won't say where the money's going and say, we need another big bailout now to free up credit to you, the American people. Which all that will do is then accelerate inflation. But if we're going to have inflation, why just have it to give it to the bankers? Well, we might as well, have some benefit from it. It's still going to be bad. But it's much worse this way. So listen, the irresponsibility of some, namely everybody coming into my administration, and the fact that he got 4 times the overall contributions from Wall Street, and from some of the big firms 5 times, like Goldman Sachs, than McCain got. And I'm not saying vote for McCain. The enemy owned both horses in the race, both fighters, like a Don King boxing match. But the one they wanted was Obama, because as Kissinger said, he has got this messianic persona, very charismatic, so he can sell the New World Order worldwide. Which is, he's saying it on TV, and the FBI training manual will say you're a terrorist if you say that the New World Order exists. But he's on CNBC saying it, and they're all saying it. So see, he's saying one thing, but all his pundits and the people running him, they're arrogantly saying, this is a great opportunity for us. We're going to bring in the New World Order. So back that up. Listen to that. Irresponsibility of the bankers, of some in high places, but all of us collectively. And again, any good lie has truth in it. It's true. We've been lazy. We've been stupid. We've been disconnected. We were dumb and let people give us credit cards. We didn't have a capacity to pay it back. But they did that because it was all fiat currency they began with. And they took those debt instruments and they sold the car debt and the credit card debt and the house debt to other investors as if it was a value as good as gold. So see, they made the credit card debt up out of nothing that we, the taxpayer, back up. Did you know that? And then they buy up everything with it. It's just so sick. Of violence and hatred. Our economy is badly weakened, a consequence of greed and irresponsibility on the part of some, but also our collective failure to make hard choices.
Wait a minute. The globalists promised us that globalism, NAFTA, GATT, letting countries have huge tariffs on us, but we couldn't have tariffs on them. That's the so-called free trade, where they have no environmental standards, nothing in China and India and Mexico, and then slave wages.
so that's not an equal playing field, so there's no way all the industry wouldn't leave. The globalists state in their own documents that was to get full control of our economy, so when they did implode it, that no one would have a way to protect themselves and everybody would fall under the control of the superstate. So see, because of the greed of a few and our collective, badness, no, the people in every major poll were against NAFTA and GATT, and they're against the SPP. That he's now saying he's going to expand the North American Union when he said 8 months ago he was going to stop it. And then remember his handler in Canada, a speech said, don't worry, that's all rhetoric. And now Obama last week went on Stephanopoulos' show and said, yeah, it's just rhetoric. I mean, there's so many lies here. How am I ever going to play all this? It's just everything is deception. Everything is fraud coming out of this guy. So, some bad people did this and you did this. We're all collectively bad. See, we're all together. You've got to do what we say. We're all guilty. No, we're not all guilty. So he says, our economy's in trouble because of a few bad decisions. No, it wasn't decisions. It was done on purpose. This is globalization. This is blow out economies with shock therapy, as the IMF says, to consolidate them.